I'm really happy with how this came out. So now we just have to get some good wood and make the real deal. So where do I have some mahogany lying around? Now that we got our mahogany beautifully milled, we can glue those two parts together to make the body of the guitar.
Three days later.
Well, this was significantly more work than it should have been because I was working for dull blade, but it is cut. So now to the router. Mahogany is significantly harder than pine, so expect this to be quite the workout. This will take a while. If you're a guitar maker and you have a CNC machine, after you're done watching this video, don't stop now because we need the views. In fact, here this thing says, it should say subscribe or something like that. Anyway, when you're done watching this video, if you have a CNC machine, go there and give it a good kiss, because you are blessed not to have to do this labor-intensive manual work. That said, this mahogany cuts like butter. It's beautiful. Alright, the rest we can do with the rasp. Alright, let's make the neck. I'm running out of space, I gotta delete something. I'm sure this can't be that important. I deleted the neck footage. I somehow accidentally deleted the neck footage. So here's the neck. I have some little bits of me making the veneer here for the top and some other random carvings, but basically that's lost. So sometimes you make mistakes on camera and that looks awesome, and sometimes you make mistakes with the camera and that's a disaster. So to make up for that, here's some footage of me falling on my ass while I try to play on the ring. Oh, that won't work. Let's get back to work. At this point, we're ready to put the finish on it, and after much testing with polyurethane and lacquer and epoxy, I have decided I'm going to give it an epoxy finish, because, well, look at it, it is beautiful. But the guitar needs to breathe! Give it plenty of fresh air, I guess. Seriously, on electric guitar, finish is a lot more forgiving. Acoustic is a different story, but electric, this is going to be perfect. For the longest time I used Alumilite as my go-to epoxy of choice, but I tried this Total Boat stuff and I actually think I like it better. For one, it doesn't have the horrible smell that I can't stand. It has a little bit of a smell, but it's nowhere as overwhelming as the other epoxies I've tried. And it does work. It is a little bit more viscous, a little bit thicker than the Alumilite.
One week later.
It's amazing the amount of sanding that is involved in guitar building. We don't sand near as much on violin making. I almost like this matte finish enough to leave it like that, but I'm committed to doing it with high gloss, so I'm gonna do it glossy, and if I don't like it later, I can just take it down to matte again. So, let us, whatever step comes next. Oh yes, I'm gonna put some shielding in the cavities. And drill some holes.
2 weeks later.
It's done, but my arms feel like wet noodles. Oh, I hate polishing. But we are ready to put it all together. Actually, I have to level the frets, but then we'll be able to put it all together. I was already a Guyker customer in the past, and then they contacted me asking if I'd like to do some collaboration. They would send me some stuff and I just have to mention them in the video. So they sent us these awesome tuners and some knobs for the guitar with no strings attached. Pun intended. So thank you, Guyker. If folks can check them out, I'll put a link in the description. And this is not a Guyker switch, but since we're going with this black and gold theme, I need to put a little bit of gold on the switch. I've been really looking forward to this part of the project, not just because it means we're in the final stretch, but I really enjoy tinkering with guitar electronics. I find it really relaxing, very zen. You might notice I haven't soldered many ground wires, and that's because this is an aluminum pickguard, so everything is grounding through it. And here we have the awesome knobs that Guyker sent us. And the moment we've all been waiting for, getting this plastic out of the way. And the finishing touch, our custom-made switch tip that matches our Guyker knobs. Strings, and we'll be done. made a guitar! It's taken a while, it's been quite a journey, there were several difficulties, but it is here, I made it, and it's somewhat surreal. It's like you've been working on something for so long, and suddenly it is here, and yeah, I love it. Now I have to say, no discredit to guitar makers anywhere, but violin maker is more difficult than guitar making. Making a violin, to me, it feels like you're a sculptor. You are releasing the shape out of the block of the wood. Guitar making felt a lot more like putting together an engine. You're assembling things. Of course, you have to cut things and sculpt the wood and shape and stuff, but it still felt much different. It felt like this is assembled and a violin is carved and sculpted. And that is much more difficult than this. But still, I think guitar making is addictive because now I want to make more. I don't want to stop at just one. I can put the final specifications on the screen somewhere, but it's mahogany, mahogany, mahogany with rosewood and a splash of ebony and aluminum pickguard. And we have the beautiful knobs that Guyker sent us, and also the beautiful tuners that Guyker sent us. Thank you, Guyker. And Seymour Duncan pickups. And yeah, I love it. This is a no-name bridge. I did take it around showing to a bunch of people who can actually play the guitar, but if you indulge me for a moment, I can show some of the tones it has. So this would be the neck pickup. It has a very sweet neck pickup. And in the middle, it's a little bit brighter. And then we have the Fire Breather bridge pickup. And I know somebody's gonna ask for clean tones, so here's some clean tones. Neck, and middle, and bridge. And there are your clean tones. I hope you're appeased. And this is definitely a guitar that you have to use the volume and the tone to control it, to tame it, because you put it at maximum, but you can bring it down very calmly. You can get almost a clean tone out of it. And this is just going straight into the amp. I'm not using any pedals, any effects, anything. It's just the guitar straight into the amp. So yeah, I love it. So one of the main objectives of building the guitar was comfort. And is it more comfortable than the Strandberg? And I'm gonna say yes, because it's custom made to fit me. So this one isn't. But this one could be better even if it had a little contour here for the forearm. I actually contacted Strandberg about it, and they were very kind to reply, saying that they were going to send the idea to their development team. So who knows, if you guys see another of the Strandberg Sailing Jazz with arm bevel, I suggested that. It was my idea. This video was plagued with technical difficulties all over, partially me deleting the wrong files, but let's not get bogged down on who deleted what. So yes, thank you so much for watching and for coming along in this journey, and I'll see you next time.
Yes.